welcome back to Pure Lottie. So today's video is a quick review. We've got the Center of Attention Cosmetics All Day Slay Powder. So I'm going to do a quick review for you guys. It's been a long time since I filmed, so bear with me. Also, please ignore my background. It is not set up in any way, shape or form to be filming yet, but I really wanted to get this video out. So if you want to see today's video, then make sure you keep watching. And if you like today's video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up down below because it really helps me out. And if you're new, don't forget to join my family. Hit that subscribe button and change that notification bell to all so you don't miss any of my future videos. Alright, let's jump in. Okay, so jumping straight into the video, I actually filmed this makeup look for Instagram and TikTok already, but I did film the powder portion as well, which I will be adding into today's video, and I'm hoping to do a full day wear test today. It is currently 1 p.m. I probably finished my makeup around 1 p.m. So I'm going to try and keep it on as long as possible. I'm about to go out to an event. So yeah, I thought I would bring you along and see what this powder is like. Now this is a loose setting powder. It's in translucent. I have been trialing this for a few weeks and so far I absolutely love it. As you'll see in the little clip, it definitely blurs my face. It sets everything in place really nicely. This is what my face looks like after I fully finish doing the makeup. So remember, I do have hot flushes. I am in a chemically induced menopause. Therefore, I do sweat a lot and have hot flushes. So I need something that's going to withstand that, which is why I have to set my face with powder. So I'm just jumping in to give some little facts about this powder. So All Day Slay is a translucent, a long-lasting matte loose setting powder. So we have 30 grams in the container, which is absolutely ginormous. My Nikkia Joy Cosmetics, which is my ride or die one, is 20 grams. So this is a size difference. This is going to last me forever. It is blurring, smoothing, long lasting, not drying, and it is perfect for any skin type as well. Now I have been using this in secret for a few weeks now and I am really loving it, but as you'll see shortly, I am putting it to the test on day 2 of filming for you today against my ride or die powder, so we can see which one is going to be my new ride or die powder. So this side is with the setting powder and this side has none on it at the moment. So you can see it is super smooth, almost blurring. It's like removed a lot of texture. My deep lines here, it's even like hidden them quite well. I mean, you can still kind of see it, but it looks pretty good. Really happy with it. And I have just used a little puff. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Let's do the other side and I will show you what it looks like when it's fully done. Okay, and this is it fully done. Before a blush and bronzer, highlighter, setting spray, etc. So it looks really, really nice. Quite blurring, as I said. It's gotten rid of like my deep lines there. Like you can still see them, but they're not so prominent now. Almost looks like as though I'm walking around with a filter on my face. So this is what my face is looking like. Let's just quickly take my hair off my face. And I'm just going to zoom you in so you can have a look at it close up as well. And then when I get home, I'll do a check-in and then I will try and do a check-in before I take my makeup off tonight. Okay, you're very, very up close and personal now. So this is what it looks like. All freshly done. Nice and smooth. I don't have anything settling into any lines yet. No creasing around my nose or anything yet. I do expect a little bit of creasing. Obviously, when somebody smiles and they have smile lines, you can't stop that. So I do smile a lot, so I get some creasing around my eyes, like under and up here, and around my nose and around my mouth from smiling. So we'll see how it holds up. I won't be doing any touch-ups whilst I'm away. So yeah, I will chat to you guys when I'm back. Okay, so I'm home from my event. It is currently 5:30, so it has been about 4.5 hours now since I finished my makeup. So just looking closely at it, I really don't have any issues at all. There's like no separating. Tiny little bit around my nose. Let me zoom you in. Okay, up close and personal. Obviously my lips have worn off. I didn't end up reapplying it because it's hard to because it was bright pink. But you can see tiny bit separating around my nose there. But if I tap it in like that, all goes back into place. That's completely normal for me. I would have that no matter what powder I use. But yeah, for 4.5 hours, I'm pretty impressed. I'm going to try and wear it for a few more hours for you guys. And then, as I said, I will try and do another wear test tomorrow as well. But yeah, it's looking really, really good. And I have been sweating. I've had hot flushes. I've been out, so, you know, I've been hot, cold, little bit rained on, emotional even. And yeah, it's still looking basically the same as when I first applied it. So I'm pretty impressed so far, but let's do another check-in in a few hours before I take it off. Okay, it is 9:15, so it's been 9 hours and 15 minutes since I applied my makeup. I'm falling asleep, so I need to go take this off and go to bed. So I can't do it any longer, but this is what my face is looking like. So no real issues at all. As I said, just a little bit of creasing around my nose, which is normal with every single powder that I use. Let me zoom you in even further. Okay, up close and personal here. So this is the makeup. So yeah, as you can see, just a small amount of creasing around my nose there. Otherwise, everywhere else is pretty normal. I have had some wear off here. Some of my makeup's worn off there, but that will be from eating dinner earlier. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed with this, but let's try out for day 2 and see what it looks like next to my ride or die makeup. Okay, so day 2 of putting this powder to the test. So today we're going to put it against my usual Ride or Die setting powder. So I'm going to put the Nikkia Joy Cosmetics on my left hand side and the Center of Attention Cosmetics on my right hand side, and I'm going to try and wear it for 8 hours for you guys. So yeah, let's apply it. I will show you guys me applying it as well. I have the same powder puff that I used yesterday, which I will use for my Center of Attention Cosmetics because it was the same powder yesterday. And then I've just got a clean powder puff for the Nikkia Joy Cosmetics, which I will use to apply for the left side, so then I'm not combining them at all. So yeah, this side Center of Attention Cosmetics, this side the Nikkia Joy Cosmetics. So let's apply. Okay, again for comparison, so this side I have now finished setting in place. This side is not set in place at all. Look at that difference. It's like blurred. It just looks like picture perfect. So let's go ahead and pop the Nikkia Joy Cosmetics on the left hand side now. Okay, so that is all applied on the left hand side now as well. So from instant looking, the Nikkia Joy Cosmetics, it is like a translucent powder. However, it does give a little bit more of a color than the Center of Attention. Center of Attention is like a true translucent color, but this one here is like a little bit yellowy. And you can actually tell that in the powder as well. Now mine are very full at the moment because I dropped this one on the ground and this one has moved house with me. So lots is in the lid, but you can see next to each other, this one's more of like a pinky undertone, whereas this is like a yellow undertone. So this is the Center of Attention Cosmetics. This is the Nikkia Joy Cosmetics one. This is my normal Ride or Die, and this one today I think is my 5th or 6th day of trying out this powder. Also, this one I felt like went a lot further. I didn't have to like dip in as much as I did with this one. And this one looks a lot more finely milled than this one does. And it's like a lot more dustier than the Velvet finishing powder. So yeah, this is what it is looking like. Let me show you up close. So the Nikkia Joy Cosmetics versus the Center of Attention Cosmetics. So they do look very similar on the face, like in person. I can't really tell much of a difference. I'm just slightly more yellow on this side of my face, but if I was just walking around, nobody would be able to tell the difference. The only other thing I noticed is the Nikkia Joy one, I always get the scented one, and it smells like a sort of like a vanilla flavor, like scent, which I really like vanilla. So this one smells nicer. This one doesn't really have a scent to it. Yeah, it really doesn't have any scent that I can pick up anyway. Maybe a slight smell. But yeah, other than that, I can't really see any other differences. So I'm going to go off camera now and I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup. I do bake down here a little bit. So I've kept the little powder puffs and the powder out in front of me. So I will make sure to use the correct powder on each side. Okay, here is my makeup all done. So it's currently midday. So I need to wear this until 8 p.m. But this is what it looks like. So this side is the Center of Attention Cosmetics All Day Slay, and this side is my Nikkia Joy Cosmetics Velvet Finishing Powder. So the only reason why I'm comparing these two is because this one is normally my Ride or Die, and I wanted to compare this one compared to my Ride or Die so I can work out which is my new Ride or Die. Is it still the Velvet Finishing Powder from Nikkia Joy Cosmetics, or has Center of Attention All Day Slay taken the top tier? Hey guys, so quick check-in. I actually misread the time earlier and it's now 5 p.m. so I have been wearing this for 5 hours now. It's 5:06 p.m. So yeah, quick check-in. I've been for a walk, a half an hour walk. I've been sweating. I've been doing lots of stuff around the house, etc. So yeah, I've been really putting it through a good test. So this is the Center of Attention Cosmetics side. Really no issues with like breaking apart or anything. I do have a little bit of creasing under my eyes. I always do though. And a little bit around my nose as well. Otherwise it's pretty good. It's like kept it set in place really nicely. My Nikkia Joy Cosmetics is this side. And again, same thing. I've got a little bit of creasing underneath my eye. It's actually breaking apart a tiny bit on this side of my face actually. Let me zoom you in. Okay, you can see right here. It is going into my crease lines there, which it hasn't done on this side. You can see that. Otherwise, it's pretty much identical to the other side, all set in place still looks pretty good. They're both looking really good. They're both like handling up really well. At this stage in the game, I think that they're both working identical right now. So I would be happy using either of the powders, but we will go another 3 hours and do another check-in then and see what it looks like after that. Hey guys, okay, it is 8:30 p.m. now, so I've been wearing this for 8.5 hours. And it is still looking really good. I don't even think I need to like touch up or anything like that. Now I do have like normal to combination skin. I do sometimes get a bit oily around my T-zone every now and then. I'm not really having any oily or dry patches at the moment. I am having slight breakouts, and I have recently had a really bad reaction to a skincare product. But other than that, yeah, my skin is like sort of doing like normal at the moment. So I wouldn't normally like need to touch up unless I've been like sweating a lot or I do have oils coming through, which right now I don't really have that. So after 8.5 hours, this is my Center of Attention Cosmetics All Day Slay side. And 8.5 hours for my Nikkia Joy Cosmetics Velvet Finishing Powder side. So I really can't tell a difference in, like, even creasing around my nose is identical on both sides. Where it's creasing here in my like lines that I've got coming off my smile lines, it hasn't got any worse or anything. It really has just only settled into any of my usual smile line spots. So I'm really, really impressed with it. So overall, I would be happy to use either of these products. They both held up really, really well. Now I am really, really strict with my setting powder because of my hot flushes. I need it to withstand hot flushes, and I have had a few today. Plus I went walking for half an hour and was sweating a bit from that, and also playing pool. So for it to handle up with that, that's really, really good. So yeah, I think Center of Attention Cosmetics is right up there identical with my Nikkia Joy Cosmetics Velvet Finishing Powder. So I would be happy to use either of these products. My only difference that I can find to date so far is the Nikkia Joy Cosmetics one has a scent to it, and it also has a little bit of a yellow to it, whereas the Center of Attention Cosmetics has no scent and it is truly translucent. There's no yellowing to it. And I think you also can get away with using a little bit less of the Center of Attention Cosmetics than you can with the Nikkia Joy, because this one feels a bit more like finely milled than this one. But I would be happy using either of these. Now I have had my Nikkia Joy Cosmetics Velvet Finishing Powder. That has been my ride or die for years now. I think like 3, maybe 4 years at this point. And I have tried loads and loads of different setting powders, and nothing has ever compared to this one until now. And I'm really excited that this one has compared just as good, because this one is a little bit cheaper and it is also local to me, so I'm able to get it a lot easier, and it's more product. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. But I would be happy with either of these powders. So I hope you enjoyed today's little video. If you did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up down below because it really helps me out. And if you're new, don't forget to join my family, hit that subscribe button and change that notification bell to all so you don't miss any of my future videos. And as always, thanks for watching, guys. Bye!